Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I know the reviews have been a bit non-existent for the past few weeks, but it's been sort of busy going on trips, finishing finals, and all that for school. But I promised that sometime this week, or maybe next week, I'm also going to put out a review on Rampage, the new movie, and I'm going to have an interesting story to tell you in a couple weeks. But first, I've been checking up lately on my channel, and I see that my double up review that I did a few weeks back on Black Panther and the 1517 to Paris is my least viewed video. And I can understand why. Even when I did it, it felt very rushed, and I'm not proud of it. But it was late at night. I was tired, and it was really tough to say anything about it without spoiling anything. But even when I was thinking of stuff to say without spoiling it, I realized something about Black Panther, and I realized something about Marvel in general. I now don't get me wrong. I love Black Marvel. I love I love Black Panther, and I love the Marvel movies. I go and see every one that comes out except for Ant-Man and the Fantastic Four. But I realized something when I tried to think of how to describe why I liked Black Panther when I was going to do the review. I realized that Marvel, although it's good, have put out so many movies that the formula gets repetitive. I don't recall seeing the original Iron Man or Iron Man 2. I remember watching Iron Man 3, but I've noticed lately that while Marvel does do some stuff that will break the mold or be really funny, it's usually just the same formula. It'll usually start out like, let's say, I don't know, the hero is trapped somewhere, or the hero's having a good time somewhere, and then things go bad for him. A big bad villain shows up, and then the hero has to go and defeat him, which is fine. It's just the basis of a superhero film. But I'm starting to think that Marvel is just getting bland with it. I loved Thor Ragnarok for the humor, and Guardians of the Galaxy are maybe becoming some of my favorite superhero movies ever. But other than that, I'm not really seeing much variety. If you liked Black Panther, if you liked all the Marvel movies, that's fine. And I'm still going to go see Infinity War. I only just realized I got the Infinity Gauntlet back there. Yeah, I will go. I'll still go see them, but there's not much that I can say about them really. They're bland. There's not much to say about them, which is sad. I know DC has been bad with their movies as of late because they're trying to speed things up and try to catch up to Marvel. But I can at least say that I remember quite a bit from DC when they did Batman vs Superman or Justice League. I mean, they weren't good, but they weren't bad. Okay, well, Batman vs Superman was bad, but everybody still talks about Batman vs Superman. They still talk about Justice League. They talk about the bad stuff, but they still talk about it. I don't recall the last time I heard someone talk about the Thor movies, or the last time I heard someone talk about Ant-Man or talk about Iron Man. And I think it's because those movies have just gotten so good that there's nothing left to talk about except about how good it is. And then once you do that, that's the end of the conversation. There's nothing else to say. Sometimes I still hear people talk about the 1989 Batman movie, or about Batman Forever or Batman and Robin. Batman from 1989 was really good, but there were still some flaws about it, and that's why people still talk about it. And of course, the Joel Schumacher Batman films, everybody talks about them because they're bad. Some Marvel movies have some flaws, but Marvel's gotten so good at making sure you don't notice those flaws much, that once you get all the good things of the film out of the way, there's nothing else you can say about it. Now, am I saying that that they should put flaws in their films? No. Always try to be good, do your best, make it as good as you can, but I don't think it's bad for a film to have its flaws. It just gives people more to talk about. Now, I'm going to put a review up on Infinity War when I go see it, but I'm afraid that other than the cool action scenes that'll show up, or when Thanos shows up with the Infinity Stones, that there's not much else I can give you guys. It's important for a film to be as good as it can, but it's also important for it to have a few flaws that you can still talk about. That was my rant for the day. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and share with your friends. And as always, live long and prosper. May the Force be with you. Good night.